Hi everyone, it's Denise Reed and welcome to my channel Bramble Reed, and welcome back to all my returning subscribers. If you're looking for all things paper mache, you have come to the right channel. After creating the paper mache earrings and paper mache bowls, I wanted to make paper mache clay that was perfect for my ready to wear earrings. And it got me thinking about where paper mache originated from and some of the arts and crafts that were created with it. So if you want to understand the history of paper mache and where it originated, keep on watching. For the best creative DIY craft content, subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit that bell to be notified when I upload a post every Tuesday. I have a Facebook page that is dedicated to DIY crafts and fashion that you are able to join. Now it's your turn. We can't start the history of paper mache without understanding where the word derives from. Paper mache is actually pronounced papier-mâché, and it is a French word literally meaning chewed paper. Now, in most recent years, we've incorporated mash paper, pulp paper, or paper pulp to the lingo. Now, for most people, when we hear paper mache, we think of Mexican piñatas and assume that in Mexico was where paper mache originated. But if I told you that it wasn't and paper mache has been around for centuries from before that, you would be surprised. Paper mache started in the era of 202 BC to about 222 AD, and it was from the Han Dynasty. Chinese Han Dynasty was founded by the peasant rebel leader Lu Bang. The longest reigning empire of the dynasty was Empire Wu, and it was used actually for helmets in the Han Dynasty. Now, it was used as armor. And when you think of a war and the wars that we've had and seen over the past centuries and decades and the knowledges that we heard of our history, it kind of makes you laugh thinking that someone would wear armor. It wasn't necessarily worn for the battlefield. Never mind, there are conflicting stories that do say that it was worn on the battlefield and it was as good as steel. But others say that it was actually worn for inner cities, so it was able to penetrate knives and sharp daggers, because if you've made a paper mache bowl with a couple layers of paper mache on it, you would see that you can really stab that and nothing would penetrate it. Now, it has been a little bit challenging finding out exactly how the Han Dynasty created paper mache. But through research on how paper was actually invented through the Han Dynasty, I realized that a lot of fabrics were made from hemp or natural fibers, and natural fibers would release a pulp, which would then be mixed together with the flour and the glue, creating that paste. And so then they would layer when they're making mask or armor, opposed to nowadays where we actually use paper and strip it and make strips out of it and apply it for our paper mache. Now, if you're wondering, was paper actually around at that time? No. Paper was actually created through the Han Dynasty, but that was later on down the line. The origination of paper is actually a different topic that we will go through. Now, around 1700, paper mache, it was about to change. Henry Clay found a new way to make paper mache by pasting 10 sheets of rag paper together on both sides with a mixture of cooked glue, which was flour and water, and he would squeeze them together with a metal press. He'd also drench them with linseed oil, which would make them more waterproof, and dry them at just over 500 Celsius or 1000 Fahrenheit. 1816, paper mache again also would go through another revive by improvement of strength by 120 sheets of paper opposed to 10. Now, these 120 sheets would take days to dry. Comment down below and let me know, what are some of the art crafts that you thought the paper mache was used for? Did you only think that it was piñatas? Now, the oldest known artifact created by paper mache is the falcon coffin from Persia. It's noted that paper mache is actually still known as one of the best things to use for coffins, which is kind of interesting. So some of the earliest known paper mache items some were purely decorative, like the carnival mask and Halloween decorations. But then you do have some things that were functional, like pot lids, chairs and tables, trays, and the bowls that we really relish right now in our society, and also an eyeglass case. Nowadays, there is a long range of ingredients that can be used to make paper mache. The material that was used widely for making paper mache was flour and water. You had two options of either boiling it so that it went into a nice thick gluey paste, or you can just mix it together cold. Nowadays, we also incorporate resin, gelatin, rice flour, mashed potatoes, and acrylic paint. Nowadays, papier-mâché is a contemporary art that we use, and we create all ranges from papier-mâché earrings right down to bowls, saucers, plates. People make papier-mâché plates, glasses, anything that you could duplicate, we make with papier-mâché. And we're very thankful for keeping the art alive. For the next week, we're going to just explore other areas that use papier-mâché. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me with my 5-minute history. Hopefully it's 5 minutes, and I'm going to try and keep this up on my channel. I wasn't able to explore and dive into a lot of research because I told you guys I am on holidays, so I've been locked up in my room, which is not good, but I hope you enjoyed this and learned a little bit more about the history of papier-mâché. Now that you know the history of papier-mâché's origin, I have written a guide on different designing platforms that will help you take your creative juices out of your head and put on a digital platform. I have included a list of tutorials that will help you understand these platforms better. You can download the guide at the link in the description box. Also, if you're a creative mind and you wanted to tag me on any of your posts, I do have an Instagram page at BrambleRead that you are able to do so at. I also have my Facebook page where you can upload different DIY crafts. You can check out the link in the description box. Check out any of my papier-mâché tutorials next in my upcoming tutorial that will be posted next Tuesday. If you like this week's video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Share the content with your family and friends, and I will see you next week. Take care.